The battery team is currently working on its Goose 6 model to make the battery pack more efficient and include a thermal management system so that the battery doesn't overheat. The battery is made in-house because the battery of the size we require would be expensive and difficult to source. The previous model of the battery, which is currently being tested for the G5.5 pod, is being built in the Engineering Student Design Center. It fits into the battery enclosure right in the center of the pod, and is one of the most important components of the Goose 5 pod, requiring 3 of our sub-teams, electrical, mechanical, and battery, to work closely together to achieve a functioning model. The Goose 6 team is currently working remotely to prepare designs for the Goose 6 battery.
So remote work has affected us by not allowing us to have in-person meetings, but it also hasn't affected us that much because at this moment we're currently designing most of the things, so we can do that all remotely. But in the future we definitely need to go in person because we actually have to build the battery pack.
How has being remote affected the G6 battery progress? I don't think it affected the battery progress at all because we're still in the research phase, so everything can be done online. And we also have a few team members, such as myself, in person working on the battery testing. So I think everything is going pretty smoothly so far.
So working remotely has affected our G6 battery progress because certain members, myself included, are working remotely this term since we're not in Waterloop and we are unable to go into the bay. However, we do have members that are working on campus and are able to go into the bay to do testing on the batteries and the cells that we buy to verify their performance. It's been our job working remotely to assist them in terms of the battery plans and the data analysis in order to get the best results with the work that we can do in person. But working remotely also allowed for a lot more flexibility in terms of the hours and the project we're working for, in addition to the collaboration.
Mostly to deal with circuits and soldering. I've been involved in a lot of electrical work with the team, so that's been really nice to learn. Things like internal resistance and how to draw current from battery to see if it's the proper current needed to run the G6 battery.
I've learned a lot on the Waterloop design team about applying my academic knowledge to real-life engineering challenges and situations. I started off on the electrical BMS sub-team. We learned a lot about electrical theory, how to apply that theory to actually make circuits, and PCB design using Altium. Moving on to the mechanical battery sub-team, I learned a lot about cells, cell performance parameters, and how to create a battery pack that fulfills our requirements for voltage and current in a safe way.
So my favorite day working with the team would be in my first term when I first joined the team. I worked on a model of the braking system, and the day that we assembled the model was my favorite day because I just got to spend the entire day in the Student Design Center assembling the model. And that day I got to learn all sorts of new things like how to code an Arduino and soldering. So it was pretty cool to see the finished product at the end of the day, which I really loved.
Okay, so my favorite day on the team would have to be when I recently came out of a meeting with the project managers and they defined the specs that we had to meet, and I met with a team, we discussed everything and we planned out our new battery pack and got it approved by the PMs.
So what I like working with Waterloop is the amount of stuff that I learn. I wouldn't be able to learn any of this stuff in school. And I'm pretty sure that most of the things I learn with Waterloop is more applicable in industry than anything I would learn in school, which is why I would really love to continue my work with them.
Okay, so what I love about my work would have to be, I really like building things. I really think the technology is cool, and I also really enjoy having a project that I can call my own because we're literally doing it by ourselves.
This is our G5 and G5.5 battery pack. It's a high voltage battery pack and it essentially powers all the high voltage systems on the pod. This mainly includes our propulsion system, but it's also going to be used for other systems that we're planning on implementing, such as the thermal management systems and other future drivetrains. It's been in the works for just over a year now, and we're really excited to see how it performs.